For me, I would say is identifying the peak time in telecoms or IT or enterprise banking. We call it busy hour. Identifying my peak time that I need to be fully present. 7 years ago, I would say yes, my 5 p.m. is my 5 p.m. And I work in an organization that believes so much in work-life balance. This work culture ethics is very, very important to my organization. But then again, if you're in a strategic role, a lot is expected from you, but it doesn't mean it should be at the expense of your life. But understanding of the role you are moving into and the expectation of that role will guide you on how to plan your time. So I am in a role that is not 9 to 5. And it's not that I work more than 9 to 5. So I try to identify those peak time busy hour and be fully present. Where it is possible for me to delegate, I delegate. And at the same time, I prioritize my task. Even those busy hours, I try to prioritize. And I eliminate waste. Eliminate waste, what do I mean? There are some emails or some tasks that are not important for you to respond to at that time. If you don't prioritize, you will not know that at that time is a waste of time. So how do you now manage your time to be able to fit into these different situations at work? Is number one, you have to identify your own peak period if your work is not 9 to 5. If your work is 9 to 5, fine. Even at that 9 to 5, you can identify your peak period and prioritize, then delegate. So how do I detach from work? You need to identify what works for you, what makes you to relax away from work. For me, I watch football, I watch boxing, those two sports. I've been watching it since childhood till date, and inshallah till we don't know. So even at work, I'm telling you, I work sometimes for 10, 15 minutes. If the pressure is getting into my head, I just go to my YouTube on my tab. I just quickly watch one of my favorite player, maybe free kicks, and it takes me totally away from work, and getting back to work, I'm refreshed. So you need to identify what works for you and try to understand one thing. Even if you are a strategic leader, you are the topmost manager, don't have the mindset. You need to erase the mindset that the work will not go on without you. The work will go on even when you are not there. It doesn't mean that you should also put in laziness and be lackadaisical about your work, but don't be of the impression that without you, the work will not go on. So to cap it up, identify your busy hour, prioritize your work, be fully present when it's needed, take time to relax, know what works best for you, and identify those times that you don't need to waste time. Thank you.
Yeah, so for me, I'm going to touch on work environment. So even though, this might not, I don't know, some companies might have it in Nigeria, but so in my company, there's a policy. You can't send anybody an email once it's 5 p.m. That is closing hours. So, and that is an environment, that is the work environment that actually cares about your personal life, because they've made a policy that even if you get an email by 5 p.m., you have the right not to reply that email. Or anybody sends you a text and say you have to do this, once it's 5 p.m., you have every right to shut down. And the way they did it is so nice that your laptop takes about 10 minutes to power up. So for me, anything that allows me to shut down my laptop, I don't even put my laptop to sleep. I don't even want to put it to sleep. So anything that lets me shut down my laptop, that's the end of the day. Like basically that's the end of the day. The highest you can do is to call me on my cell, which I mean, I was deliberate enough not to give it to anybody that is not too important for me at the workplace. So that's another thing. So to me, the work environment plays a very vital role. I know because we're in Nigeria, somebody will say, oh, this might not be applicable. To me, we have a role to play. So, for example, the three of us in this panel are, we'll say we are people managers, right? So if, for example, I am working in Nigeria and I don't have a policy that says by 5 p.m. I should shut down, I shouldn't send an email to my co-workers so that they can all go to work. I mean, go back home. And we all know the traffic system in Nigeria. Then I should know that I have to talk to the top management, or if I'm the top management, I have to start talking about putting this kind of policy in place to ensure that, all right, whatever they signed up for when they were getting the job is what we're actually implementing. And I know somebody will say, oh, okay, in my job description, or when I was signing the contract to join the company, it says 8 to 5, but then there's a clause that says whenever the work requires you to blah, 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 blah. So when we are desperate to get that job, we don't see those extra clauses that are, that are going to put us in a tight corner. But then you as a top manager, or you as a prospective top manager, you should start thinking about how can I make the life of those that I'm working with better. So putting a policy in place that would let everybody shut down when they're supposed to shut down, and not being that boss that if I don't stand up in my chair, nobody stands up. That's one. The other one that has to do with taking care of myself. So I have very beautiful friends and family. And I have a particular friend who is a Faji guy. He's the guy in charge of Faji. Anything turning up and all of that is in charge. So that's my best friend. My best friend is my lawyer, is my everything. He's the guy who helps me to get in touch. Apart from my, my family, who we always do our own personal turn-ups and all of that. But apart from the usual people that I turn up with, my friend, this particular guy, his duty amongst our league of friends is to always find a way to let us lose steam. So what am I saying here? You need to build a community of people that would help you progress in life. Having a friend that helps you to lose steam is a vital player in your life. You can't be working 9 to 5, making all this box of money and not spending it. Or you are just spending it on your health. I mean, what's the point making money if you're going to be spending it on taking care of your health, buying paracetamol and all of that? It doesn't make sense. I should make money to be able to go to the best restaurant, to be able to buy the best clothes, to be able to go to the movies, blah, 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 blah. So you need to build a community of people, community of friends and family, friends that would help you take care of yourself, especially if you know that you're a workaholic. I'm a workaholic, yes. I've identified that problem and I've found solution. The solution that I found is I looked for a friend, or I've had this friend for more than 10 years or more than 10 years. Anyway, I'm surprised he's not even here, so because he told me he's going to come and tackle me in this meeting. But and that's who he is. That's who he is. He's always there to just relieve you of any stress that you're going through. So you need to build a community that would help you become a better person. Once you've identified that, and then the other one is about what's the other one? So to manage my time. Okay, so I've told everybody, right? I set as many alarms as possible, and that has helped me to manage my time generally, especially with losing touch with work, and then making sure that I am in touch with my family as well. So I use alarms a lot to keep me in touch. So just a recap, if you're a top manager here, or you're a prospective top manager, start looking at creating policies that would help your team members to detach from work, and also it will also help you as well. Secondly, build a community around yourself that will help you relieve yourself of stress. For me, I have a friend, he's a 5G guy. Third, set alarms if you cannot delegate tasks, as every other speaker has been saying. If you know you cannot be deliberate, your head cannot take all those deliberations, then use the devices around you, or use the tools around you to help you delegate your time. Like for me, it's my phone, my alarms, and allow alarm. Oh, God help us all.
Jazakallah khairan, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you for that.